Hello, beloved. It's good to be with you again. I'm James, and this is an opportunity for us to share some thoughts, for me to share some thoughts with you. As we enter that time of year where waiting is maybe the hardest thing, especially for small people, but maybe for grown-ups as well, that time of year in December when we are anxiously rushing in our mind toward the magic of trees and lights and celebrations and carols and food and perhaps parties and other things like that. And there's things piled up or piling up, or maybe there's something under the tree. And we are having trouble waiting. I have been pondering about waiting actually since yesterday morning as I'm preparing for our longest night Blue Christmas service this week. And, waiting, grief, hanging in there is hard to do. It's hard to do. Waiting. We are, as Pierre Teilhard de Chardin said, we are anxious to get to the end without delay. We are, and the end for us at this time of year may be the holiday itself. For some of us, it may be the post-holiday when we can actually recover from the holiday. I don't know. But waiting is not easy for us. We find it troubling to wait patiently for the slow work of being alive. We watch the clock as it ticks down till we can leave at the end of the day. We watch, we watch the calendar as it ticks down towards a birthday or an anniversary or some other thing in our lives, and waiting is hard to do. We like to get to that thing we're waiting for, and we build it up in our minds. That anxiousness comes from building up something that does not yet exist in our minds because we're anxious to get there. We are anxious to get to that place. And so what I want to suggest to you about waiting is a practice that helps me. It doesn't make it any easier necessarily, but that helps me. And that is to come back to this moment that I find myself in, this moment. Christmas Eve service that I'm preparing for will take care of itself. Advent, the fourth Sunday in Advent service will take care of itself as I prepare for it. Longest night service, it will take care of itself. It will come when it comes. I must do what I can do right now. That may mean preparing for those three services, and actually it does. But I can prepare and be present in the moment in the preparation rather than imagining what it's going to be like on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve or the fourth Sunday of Advent or the Blue Christmas service. Rather than imagine what it's going to be like, I can just be here now as I sit with the words of Pierre Teilhard de Chardin about being anxious to get to the end without delay. Can I actually, above all, trust in the slow work of the divine in my life? And to trust that is to be present right now. So when I finish with these moments, I have some other things I must do today. But in addition to those things, I sit with the things I am preparing for, and I sit with them in the present moment. I sit with them, I read over them, I journal about what I think they mean. I I bring myself back to the moment. Now, suppose you don't have anything left to do to prepare for those days. What would it be like if you just sat where you are? Sit down, take a breather, maybe like me, get a cup of tea or coffee or a glass of water, and sit down and just give yourself 5 minutes. You can set a timer if you want, and just sit. And while you're sitting, maybe you gaze out the window at a tree. Maybe it's your favorite tree, and it's now empty of its leaves if you're in the northern hemisphere. Unless, of course, your favorite tree is an evergreen and it's still green. But you can gaze at the tree and just look. Just look at the tree without making any plans. Just look at the tree. Maybe instead you only have a minute, so you sit down somewhere. You don't have time for a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, glass of water. And so you sit down, and for a moment you close your eyes, no matter where you are, unless you're driving, of course, but no matter where you are, just take a moment to feel your chest expand as you breathe in, and to feel your chest drop as you let that air out. You can feel it on your nostrils as you breathe in. Just pay attention for a moment to how your body's doing. Maybe you want to just see if you can feel in the stillness of the moment what it feels like to feel your heart beating in your chest. Just listen for that. Now, right now, I'm talking and I'm having trouble hearing my beating heart, feeling my beating heart. But a lot of times when I sit really still and quiet, I can feel my heart beat inside of me. And it slows me down and it brings me into this moment. Gratitude does that too. As I feel my heart beat, I'm thankful for the gift it's giving me, the gift of life. I'm aware as I breathe, as my heart beats, that this moment is truly a gift. I don't know what the moments ahead will hold, but I know that this moment, here I am in this moment, I'm with you in this video. No matter when you're joining this video, whether it's live at noon Eastern time on a Tuesday, or you're watching it some other time, you feel this presence. Spirit connects us across time and space beyond the moment we find ourselves in. Waiting is not something that we're really good at. It's not something I'm always particularly good at. But when I slow down enough to be present here now and do what I can, what I need to do to prepare now, and I bring myself back to now, then I'm not focused on the second hand on the clock, if you have an analog clock, or the seconds ticking by if you have a digital clock. I'm not focused on that. I'm not rushing ahead to be finished with whatever it is I'm doing so I can get to the next thing. I'm here. I'm here now. If there's anything about the season that leads up to Christmas for us as Christians, and for any other holiday, holy day that you are awaiting, it is that there is a season of anticipation before it. Rather than get caught in the anticipation, bring yourself back to now. Do what you can now. Be present now. Prepare yourself for whatever the holy day is in whatever way you can now. And in so doing, find that waiting isn't nearly as hard as you imagined it would be. Because rather than watching the clock tick slowly by, you're actually where you are, enjoying the moment you're in, by yourself or with others. Give it a try. Slow down in this season for a moment here or there where you find yourself rushing, and just be thankful for the moment you find yourself in. Just a thought. I encourage you to consider it. Until the next time I see you, remember you're infinitely precious, unconditionally loved for the gift you already are. So until the next time, I wish you all the